Hi, this is room 112, day 4, and this is Mr. Davis. Here's our sons. We're here. We're going to continue to be here, and everything's going to be okay. If you noticed yesterday, we had a little problem with the Great Star Flag. It was hung up on a branch. We fixed it, and the Great Star Flag is now free and flying in the breeze. Just wanted to reassure you, everything's going to be okay. We're going to see each other again. We're here, and we're going to continue to be here. Miss Diane, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Christian, I'll say hey. We're working on some neat projects for you. And let's go in and learn what today's lesson's going to be. So we're going inside, and we have a special guest today. We're going to have a special guest visiting room 112. And let's see who that's going to be. So we go in. Thank you for coming in and being part of our classroom and everything. My wife is going to be doing sewing some masks later on today for her work at the hospital. And look at him. He's right there. Mr. Turtle. And Mr. Turtle's about to bask. And people want to know what's his name. And it's, he had 2 names when I got him. I taught 3rd grade at Nashville Elementary School. And Miss Lorena, the secretary, goes, "Who wants a turtle?" And I say, "Yes, I will take him." And it was a bilingual school, so they spoke 2 languages like Mr. Wilson does. And his name was Senor Tartuga or Mr. Turtle. He was kind of naughty. You're asking, why don't we have him in our classroom? He would often escape. That's why that blue thing's there. He'd crawl up there, jump out, and he would go to Mrs. Stewart's room and hide out until she taught math. And then he would come over here. Literally, we lost him for 3 days. She was in the middle of a math lesson. I hear her, and she's like, "Mr. Davis." And there's Mr. Turtle leaving her classroom because she was teaching math. So just like Miss Diane says, some of you guys all like math, some of you don't. He was not a favorite fan of math. So I brought him home. He's out here in the sewing room. When this isn't a sewing room, it's usually this table isn't here. And he likes to listen to stories. He likes me to read to him. He likes to bake for snacks at 3 o'clock. You notice he's in the water. Let's see if we can get closer. He's in the water. And his head is above the water, but sometimes he'll go and he'll swim down like he is now. And we call that word an amphibian. He can live on land and water. He can breathe air, and he can breathe in the water too, like a fish. So there it is. There's his filter back there that takes all the like his leftover food, his kind of when he goes to the bathroom. He keeps his water clean. He likes to play. If you see a little bit closer, I know there's a glare, but you can see a little skull. And he likes to play with the skull and just bat it around and play with that. Here's his rock. And I got that rock when my daughter and I went looking, and there's actually some little tribolites or little prehistoric animals that we got that were in the bottom of a stone quarry. So we picked up that rock, and he likes to lay on it, put his feet up there and bask in the heat sun. Mr. Turtle is cold-blooded. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. We'll have more science lessons. But cold-blooded means that his body is the same as the air temperature. So that's why he needs a heat lamp. And that's why they hibernate in the wintertime. They go to the bottom of if he was in a pond, he would go to the bottom of a lake or a river or wherever he lives and crawl into the mud and just hibernate. And then, so his body stays the same temperature as the air. So that's why he needs a heat lamp. And it's much like all reptiles, like a snake or an alligator or a crocodile. They're all cold-blooded also. So he's just a neat pet. I had him when I taught at Nashville School. So that was, wow, I think we figured he was 15 when we got him. And it's been about 10 years since we have him. So he's about 25 or 30. I'm going to check and see how you can check a turtle's age. And we'll have those in some other lessons here. And one of our subscribers says, like, well, does he like to swim? And yeah, he likes to get out. He pedals like that, gets a little exercise in. In the summertime, we have a little kiddie pool, and he likes to swim in his little pool. And we take him out, and he likes to walk. So he is kind of mischievous, a little naughty sometimes of trying to escape. Not only did he escape from Mrs. Stewart, but when we went on vacation, when we went to vacation last year, day one, he got out. Emmy was coming over to feed him, and he got out, and they couldn't find him. We were gone for like 7 days, and Rachel found him, but he was hiding. And then I cleaned his. I usually clean his cage his tank once a week, and he got out just recently for about 3 or 4 days. So he wanted to come and join us. He came into. He was underneath the dresser drawers in our bedroom. So he likes to escape. He is kind of naughty. So that's why we have to close the doors here when it's nighttime and where we're not in the house. He has little claws, doesn't have any teeth. He is not a snapping turtle. So we'll talk about what kind of turtle he is here in the next couple days. Just wanted to give you today's lesson of introducing you when we showed the sun about Mr. Turtle. Just a little bit of a lesson, and we'll read some stories, and he likes to be read to. So after this table gets done down here in a couple days and she makes those masks, we'll hear a story for you guys and Mr. Turtle. Not much of a lesson today. What I was going to just do is talk and say, do you have a pet? And just write down or make some notes in the comment section if you have a pet and what's your pet's name. Or if you don't have a pet, because I know some of the kids in the class didn't like dogs or didn't like cats or they were allergic to them. If you had a pet, what would you like to have for a pet? What kind of pet would you like to have? We'll talk about what kind of food he likes. Now, he does like treats, and that would be the other thing that I could do for a homework assignment today, is talk about treats. And, we usually, right after we have, we do Kids Bop, and about 2 o'clock, we used to always have a snack, and we'd have goldfish or any of those kind of treats. Mr. Turtle gets a snack at 3 o'clock, and he gets a fruit mix. He likes fruit, and it has like little pears and apples and strawberries in there and a mango. He likes that as a little treat. You might say, well, is he a herbivore or a carnivore? And I'm going to throw out a $10 word. He is an omnivore. So here's his fish food that he gets now for aquatic turtles, and they're floating food sticks, and he sees them up in the pond or in his water there, and he eats them. But he used to eat goldfish. My wife was kind of appalled and says, no, he's not going to be eating goldfish with me. I don't want to see him eat a fish. So we turned him to be a vegetarian. He would eat like cucumbers, zucchini, little green peppers once in a while, an apple, or some of his other food. So he likes doing that. He still, when it's a special holiday, he gets a little shrimp, little thing. Miss Diane might be a little appalled, like, why is he eating meat? But he still gets a little shrimp once in a while, if it's a special occasion. But he is an omnivore. That means he eats both plants and animals. But pretty much we stick to the little sticks, which are more vegetarian. So he's going to bask. He's happy to see you guys. We'll have some more lessons here. If you were looking for the homework for today, I would say, what kind of pet would you like to have or do have? And 2, what are your favorite kind of foods for snack? I know some of us like goldfish. There was a couple kids in the class that like pretzels. Some of them like the hot Takis. So what is your go-to snack? And what do you kind of like to eat if you want to treat yourself? So that would be our homework for today. We'll have more lessons with Mr. Turtle in the upcoming days and weeks to follow. Just wanted to let you know that we're here. We're room 112. Our suns are up. There's mine, my wife's, Mr. Turtle's. But we're here. We're going to continue to be here. And Wilson and Diane and Christian all say, and myself say, it's okay. It's going to be all right. And have a good day.